Okay, this is the final video in the opportunity to region solution. So this is the fourth use case that we're covering. We're going to try to do this all in one video here. What we've already accomplished is at the region level, we've been able to link the East region automatically to opportunities, cases, and assets because of the relationship of the account to this region. So that was all done with Lookup Helper, which is an app that will allow you to display any related lists and anywhere you want in Salesforce, and automatically set lookup relationships with clicks and not code. And then we have our other app in the Helper suite, Rollup Helper, which will allow you to roll up these metrics in fields. So we've already done a number of these roll-ups here to the East region here for diesel sales, propane sales, gasoline sales. And we've identified the number of key accounts that we have in this region, etc. So now it's time to kind of complete this solution. And if we've got a key account, we want to identify the top account essentially in this region. So we know that there are how many key accounts there are, but what we want to find now is who is that top account in each region. Maybe this is someone that marketing wants to work with to get a success story on, or maybe this is just just like an FYI, who is the biggest account, who's the example of a company that does really a lot of business with us in a region. If you wanted to just also visually show a condition like this opportunity has diesel sales or has propane sales, like you can have the roll-up fields that have the amounts in them, but sometimes you just want to show a checkbox that shows they have diesel sales. Let's say the requirement is to show a checkbox here if there are diesel sales. So one way of going about it is just to do a formula field that sees if the diesel sales roll-up field is greater than 0, then display the checkbox. That's one way of doing it. You can also do it other ways as well. But I guess for simplicity purposes, we'll just show you how to do a checkbox formula field here at the opportunity level based on rolled up data. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to add I'm going to just shortcut into the opportunity screen and create a formula field for has purchased diesel. And it's going to be a checkbox formula field. And actually, I just want to make sure if I spelled diesel right. I'm not very good at spelling. So, all right, so diesel was spelled correctly, has purchased diesel. So all we have to do is just look at, as I mentioned, diesel sales is greater than 0. If it is, they've purchased, so it's true. Otherwise, they haven't purchased, it's false. So I'm going to go through the normal process of adding the custom field. And now if I go to one of my regions here, let's go back to that opportunity directly here. You can see they've purchased diesel. That's a checkbox. But what if you wanted to have this checkbox also depicted at the account level to show that this account has purchased diesel? So for that, you'd actually have to do, you could do a roll-up field, but sometimes you just don't want to you don't need the actual amount, on the account here. Or maybe you only have it for something else like diesel plus propane. So if you wanted to know that they purchased just diesel, what you'd want to do is actually create another checkbox field on the account. So the easiest way of doing that here is just to go here and click to create a new field. And we're going to make this a checkbox field, not a formula field, and just say has purchased diesel. And by default, it's unchecked, and go through the same process of adding, the field to Salesforce on the account page. Now, once we have that, we can do a roll-up, and we're going to create a roll-up. And this is going to be a cool roll-up. We're going to roll up to the account object. We're going to roll up to the has purchased diesel checkbox field. So you can do checkbox roll-ups within Rollup Helper, and we're going to select the opportunity as the child object. But we're going to do is just basically do a filter. As long as this field has a value in it, we're going to roll it up. So I can actually select checkbox has purchased diesel, and it's going to roll up that checkbox. So that's all I have to do. All I have to do is click save now, and that basically will roll up the text box. So the way that works is if there's one, if at least there's one opportunity that has the value set that's true, and the others are false, it will mark it as true. If all of them are false, it'll be false. If all of them are true, it'll be true. There. If you want it to work differently, you'd probably have to apply a filter criteria. So now let's go ahead and test it out. We're going to go to East region here. Level. I want to look at the account level. Has purchased diesel. So here's an opportunity that actually has purchased diesel. We want to just basically, you can just do whatever you want here. Make a quick update. Just save it is all you have to really do. If you go to the account now, you'll see the checkbox is checked to true. There's only one opportunity here. If I created another opportunity that didn't have diesel, just to kind of show the example here, closed one, mark that closed one. Again, has purchased diesel is false. That's obvious. Let's add something that's not diesel. Like this gasoline 2000 kilowatt. You'll see the 150,000 sales comes up there, but no diesel sales, so it still has purchased diesel is false. Now, if you go to the account, has purchased diesel is still set to true because there's still one that's true. So now, what we want to do is we'd like to identify the top account in the region. So for all accounts which have purchased diesel, which account has the most number of diesel plus propane sales. So to get to that answer, we will want to create a field on the region object that is a lookup field to a user. So this is called a lookup rollup scenario. So what we would do is we'd go into setup, we'd go into region. So we go objects, region, and we will create a lookup relationship. And this might seem kind of quirky. You're kind of linking to something that you're not going to really maintain, but Rollup Helper will maintain it for you. So you're going to roll up to, I'm sorry, not a user, but to an account, I should say, not a user, sorry. So account, and this is going to be basically your top diesel and propane account in the region. So that's what you're going to call it. You're going to put it on the region object, and now we're going to do a roll up to it. How do you do that? It's really easy. You just go to the Rollup Helper tab, click to create a new roll up, and we're going to roll up to region. And then we're going to roll up to the top diesel and propane account, lookup field, and we're going to populate it with an account. So we have to select the accounts as this child object. And what you want to do here is select the account ID field. And this is kind of like a 15 or 18 character text field that uniquely identifies each account. So we're going to do a text rollup. So we're just picking one account ID to put into this field. And we want to apply filters. So we want to be picky and choosy over which account to pick. So we're going to create a filter, and this is going to be where we apply the logic. So top propane and diesel account. So what we want to do is basically specify filter criteria. So we want it to be someone who has purchased diesel. So that is true. So it can't be someone that they've purchased some propane, but they didn't, so the diesel and propane field has values in it, but they didn't buy diesel. So we want to make sure they purchased diesel. So we do that through the has purchased diesel filter. And then we are rolling up the diesel plus propane sales. So we could apply a filter that says only for the accounts that have sales. We don't really need to do that. We can just basically leave it at the has purchased diesel equals true. The step 2 specifying the sort order, that actually has to do with, okay, so for all of these fields, or for all of these accounts that have purchased diesel, knowing that we're going to roll up the value that's in this diesel plus propane sales close one field, which one do we want to pick? Well, we want to pick the one that has the highest value in it. So we want to pick diesel plus propane sales. We want to add that to the defined sort order. We want to remove the default account ID filter or sort order that's there. So you're just left with this one entry here, diesel plus propane sales descending. So that's going to, out of all of your records that get returned that are accounts relating to this region, it's going to sort them in this order of descending, which is the highest value to the least value. And then we want to limit it to one record. So just that top one account. And we're going to hit save. Now I'm going to save my rollup. Now I'm going to test. So I'm going to go to regions and go to the East region, and no key accounts yet. Nobody's gotten top diesel and propane, so I'm going to have to make this field populate. Right now there's one account called Dickinson East, so might not be the easiest example, so we'll create another one called Dickinson, or we'll just create another Disney account or something like that that's in the East region. And I will create an opportunity for them for propane or diesel. Since that's what we care about, we'll make it closed 1. We'll make it closed today. And I will add products, a diesel product there. We'll make it 4 of them, so $400,000 to Disney for their Gen Watt diesel purchase. So now you see the $400,000 closed 1. They purchased diesel. Let's go to their account record, see what's happening. $400,000 diesel propane. They have purchased diesel. Now let's go to the East region. And now you see Disney is now the top account. And they're the top account because they have the most sales. If you go to Dickinson East, you'll see they've only got 30,000. So that's why they were picked. If I change this now so that this opportunity looks like it's got only $0 of sales. If I add a diesel here, let's say I add 5 of these ones here for $500,000 total in diesel. Has purchased diesel set to true, and now Dickinson East has got $530,000 diesel plus propane, still has purchased diesel, and then rolling up to the region of East, you'll see Dickinson East is now the top diesel and propane account. So that's how you can choose top accounts or do lookup rollups. So let me know if you have any question. You can contact us at sales@passagetech.com if you have questions on upgrading to the Helper suite, or for specific technical questions for Lookup Helper or Rollup Helper. You can go to our chatter groups on success.salesforce.com, finding them by the same name as the product name, Rollup Helper or Lookup Helper, or you can reach out to us at support@passagetech.com. Thanks for watching.